Hello? ¿Qué es eso? No manches, no, corre.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from aliens fighting each other in our atmosphere to never before seen clips of cryptids. If you came here craving the paranormal, you would certainly be satisfied. Ready? Then let's jump in. What do you see when you look at this? Doesn't it look like one side of the sky is day and the other side is night? That's not supposed to be possible now, is it? Aaron, our resident conspiracy theorist, was convinced this had to be some superpower paranormal activity, but once he said that, Julius, our science geek, just gave him a disapproving look. Once we saw that, we knew we had to do further research that led to some rather interesting findings. Science apparently calls this the race to pressure zones passing by each other. It refers to a meteorological phenomenon where two areas of differing atmospheric pressure, often a high-pressure zone called the anticyclone and a low-pressure zone called the cyclone, move past each other. This can create a striking contrast between weather conditions, making one side appear brighter like day and the other darker like night. Who knew? A man was in his room when he noticed something strange on the wall right at the corner of the ceiling. Somehow, there was a shadow figure, like a small human, hanging upside down and moving on the wall. At first, he thought it was just a stain or a shadow, but as it moved, it became clear that this was no ordinary mark. It was something else, something alive. But what kind of entity could this be? The individuals on our paranormal platforms can't seem to agree on what this might be. But do you have an idea? Do superhumans actually exist? While we haven't seen any confirmed cases of people with superhuman abilities, the concept has always been intriguing, and if the idea of something exists, it opens the possibility that it could become real. Take this footage for instance. It was captured in China in October 2024. It shows what looks like the figure of a person just floating high up in the sky. This isn't a shadow or an apparition, it is a human. But here's the thing, people don't have the ability to fly or float on their own. Considering how rapidly the world is evolving with new technologies, things we once only saw in science fiction like flying cars, advanced robots, or enhanced human abilities are starting to come to life. With all of that in mind, is it safe to say that we could be on the verge of witnessing real-life superheroes? Share your thoughts in the comments section. The man who captured this was investigating an abandoned shed in the middle of the night when he started hearing strange grunts and huffing noises. Out of curiosity, he followed the sounds and stumbled upon two wild humans. They were crouched low to the ground, their long black hair covering their heads, and they seemed to be aggressively eating something. Whatever they were devouring appeared red like blood. What's truly unsettling is that these creatures walked on all fours, but despite their animal-like movements, it's clear they were human. The man didn't dare approach any closer, and honestly, who would? The scene was eerie enough from a distance. There are countless tales about wild humans living deep in the forests, far removed from civilization. These stories often depict them as feral beings who, over time, have lost their connection to society and turned to more primal ways of survival. Some legends even claim that these wild humans hunt and eat other people. With that said, could these be the legendary human eaters? A hunter was out in the woods when he encountered something astonishing. A large, mysterious creature walking among the trees. He quickly grabbed his camera and snapped this photograph. Look at it closely. The figure in the picture appears to be huge, covered in brown fur and walking on two legs, fitting the classic description of Bigfoot. The creature's bipedal stance and size are both striking, and its thick coat of hair gives it an unmistakable Bigfoot appearance that has been reported countless times over the years. Sightings like this always leave me wondering if this could be another piece of evidence pointing to the existence of Bigfoot, or if it's just another hoax. What do you think? At the Grand Canyon, an observer captured something truly bizarre in the sky. There were glowing, almost whitish figures outlined with rainbow-like colors along the edges. The eeriest part is that these shapes appeared distinctly human in form. The footage is said to be untouched, neither edited nor created by AI. This has led to a surge of speculation that these luminous figures might be something extraordinary, with many people wondering if they could be angels. The figure's ethereal glow and humanoid shape seem to fit the traditional descriptions of angelic beings. Angels has often been depicted as radiant, otherworldly figures descending from the heavens to offer guidance or protection. Could this be evidence of something divine, or are we just witnessing a natural phenomenon? On October the 13th, 2024, there was an alleged UFO crash landing in Washington, D.C., and someone's Ring camera captured the event. In the footage, you can see a strange craft descending from the sky, only to disappear behind a tree as it falls to the ground. On that day, several people in the area reported seeing a UFO in the sky, but there wasn't much official information released about what had happened. Some witnesses initially thought it was a meteor crashing to Earth, but after reviewing the footage, experts have pointed out that it doesn't seem to behave like a meteor at all. Instead, these experts suggested that what was captured was some type of craft, not a natural object falling from space. This mysterious sighting has left many questions unanswered, and with the lack of official commentary, it's fueling a lot of speculation. Was this an actual UFO crash, or is there another explanation that we're not being told about? This was uploaded by a member of our paranormal community who spoke of how a hybrid between a praying mantis spider and a scorpion had invaded her home. When I saw the clip, however, I was about to put it in our possible AI file when Julia stopped me. Apparently these things are very real and ginormous. The only thing is they're not a hybrid like suggested. They're their own organism. Meet the whip scorpion, also known as the vinegaroon. For those wondering, it's an arachnid that resembles a scorpion but lacks a stinger. Instead, it has a long whip-like tail and uses its powerful pincers for defense. Found in warm tropical environments, the whip scorpion is non-venomous and typically harmless to humans. When threatened, it can spray a mix of acetic acid, vinegar, and other chemicals as a defense mechanism, hence the name vinegaroon. Despite their intimidating appearance, whip scorpions are beneficial predators, feeding on insects like termites and roaches. So you tell me, would you like to have one of these in your home? Here's more on the October the 13th incident. After the alleged UFO crash landing, many locals came forward claiming to have seen and heard the object fall. In one video, a person can be seen walking through the area, but it's now surrounded by police. Whether or not the police presence is connected to the incident remains unclear. Another eyewitness shared an image showing what seems to be the object in question coming down from the sky. Despite being taken with a high-quality camera, the details of the object remain unclear. This mirrors the footage we saw earlier from the Ring camera. If this is true, why are authorities trying to keep this under wraps? If this is just a simple meteor or natural event, why the secrecy? Could it be that they found something at the crash site that they don't want the public to know about? In Kyoto, Japan, researchers at the ATR Computational Neuroscience Labs have developed an incredible device that can record and display your dreams like a movie. Imagine waking up and being able to replay the vivid scenes, strange landscapes, or cryptic messages from your dreams on a screen. The technology works by decoding brain activity during sleep and translating it into visual representations. By using MRI scans and advanced algorithms, this device taps into the brain's visual cortex, attempting to reconstruct what a person sees while dreaming. Although still in its early stages, the device has shown some remarkable results, producing images that closely resemble what the person recalls from their dream. So what are your thoughts? Should we delve so deeply into the contents of our dreams, or are some things best left to the mysteries of the subconscious? You should all know by now to never go out alone at night, especially in the woods. The darkness can hide more than just wildlife, and you never know what might be lurking.
What the hell is that, man? Hello? What the hell? Bro, it's got hands. What the hell is that? Oh my god, oh my god.
In this footage, a man walks deep into the woods, and after a while he begins to feel uneasy. It was as if something was watching him. He took out his phone and started filming, panning around to capture his surroundings. That is when he saw it, a pair of glowing eyes in the darkness staring directly at him, following his every move. Thankfully, the creature didn't attack, but imagine the fear of seeing those eyes in the blackness. There are plenty of creatures with glowing eyes that you wouldn't want to meet at night in the woods, from dangerous nocturnal animals to cryptids like the rake, skinwalkers, and even the Mothman. But when the footage was enhanced, the truth was revealed. It was just a bird, likely an owl. Still, those glowing eyes can strike fear in anyone. So always be careful, even if this time it was just an owl. What if next time it's something else? Better safe than sorry.
What the hell is that, man? Hello? What the hell? Bro, it's got hands. What the hell is that? Oh my god, oh my god.
A homeowner recently shared some eerie footage from his security camera, and it's enough to send chills down anyone's spine. The camera was set up on his deck, which was enclosed by a wooden fence. In the video, you can see a dark space between the fence panels. Suddenly, a strange figure pokes its head out from the shadows, peering directly toward the house in the camera. It lingers for a moment, almost as if it's observing its surroundings before swiftly retreating back into the darkness. What makes this even more unsettling is that the figure wasn't human-sized. It appeared much smaller, almost as if it was floating in the air. The homeowner has no idea what it could be, but the footage has left him extremely shaken. What do you think this could be? Our next clip starts with a man standing on a highland overlooking a river. As he gazed down at the riverbank, something caught his eye. A dark figure was moving along the water's edge. The figure had the shape of a person draped in a robe, but it was translucent and unnaturally dark, darker than a typical shadow. Shadow people are mysterious entities that appear as dark, shadowy figures, often resembling human shapes. They aren't tangible, and much like ghosts, they give off an eerie, almost spectral presence. Some believe shadow people are spirits or interdimensional beings, while others think they're manifestations of our fears. What do you think? Could this shadowy figure at the river have been something supernatural? It's been a while since we've had any footage of a chupacabra, the elusive creature said to resemble a dog but with a sinister twist. It is said to drink the blood of livestock. Take a look at our most recent footage of the creature. This was captured by a man walking home one night. The creature he filmed was four-legged, sitting on the ground with its face buried between its front legs, seemingly engaged in some odd behavior. When you look closely, it doesn't resemble an ordinary dog or even a wild cat. Something is unsettling about its posture and appearance. It brings to mind the infamous chupacabra. Could this strange creature really be the infamous chupacabra, or are we just dealing with the misidentification of a rather common animal? Let's hear your thoughts. Divers were sent into the depths of the ocean to inspect a sunken ship, but what one of them encountered was beyond ordinary. As he swam around the wreck, something massive came swimming by. Just look at the size of it, a giant fish that dwarfed everything around it. It swam right in front of him, and the sheer scale of the creature left everyone stunned. Now, some are claiming that this could be a megalodon, the legendary prehistoric shark, thought to have gone extinct millions of years ago. Some also found the assertion ridiculous and believe this had to be a digital manipulation. You've seen the clip yourself, so what do you think? Could it be that the ancient predator still lurks in the deep? You know, UFO conversations didn't start now, right? But, well, have you heard of the WOW signal? If you haven't, allow me to tell you about one of the most intriguing mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. The WOW signal was a strong radio signal detected by astronomer Jerry R. Ehman on August 15, 1977, while he was working on the SETI, which is an acronym for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Project at Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. The signal was so extraordinary that Ehman circled it on the printout and wrote WOW in the margin, giving it its famous name. The WOW signal lasted for 72 seconds and was detected at a 1420 MHz frequency range, which is the hydrogen line, a frequency scientists consider a potential channel for extraterrestrial communication, since hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe. However, despite repeated efforts, the signal was never detected again, leading to speculation and theories ranging from an extraterrestrial broadcast to interference from an Earth-based source. What makes the WOW signal so remarkable is the lack of a definitive explanation for its origin. It remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for the possibility of intelligent life beyond Earth, although no conclusive proof has ever been found. While many are divided on the source, a large number who know about it believe it was a message from aliens. But you have to wonder, if it's truly a message from aliens, what were they trying to tell us and what happened to them after they sent it? A man was on a late-night walk with his dog when they came across something deeply unsettling. On the side of the road, they found a pair of small boots that clearly belonged to a child. The man didn't think much of it at first, but his dog's reaction was strange. As soon as the dog sniffed the boots, it refused to leave them, staying by their side and staring intently in a particular direction, almost as if sensing something the man couldn't see. If animals could talk, I bet this dog would have a lot to say. Was it picking up on a scent? Could this be a sign of something that needs investigating, or just a strange coincidence?
What the What is that?
And just like that, we're back at the Appalachian Mountains, where a hiker allegedly encountered a massive Bigfoot. While this is certainly not the best quality clip we have seen on alleged sightings of the big guy, this particular one does seem to have a large number of individuals believing it's real. Now that you've seen the clip, what do you make of it? Do you also think it's real, or are we looking at it with a lot of skepticism like Julius is? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section.
What the What is that?
This next footage comes from Canada. Some tourists were enjoying a boat ride on the ocean near Dent Island when they noticed something strange in the water. Right in the middle of the ocean, they spotted a whirlpool forming, swirling rapidly and creating a powerful pull down into the water. Their boat drifted a little too close to comfort, and the sheer force of the whirlpool became apparent. It was a tense moment as they tried to steer clear of the hull that seemed to be sucking everything down. Whirlpools like these can be dangerous and unpredictable, especially for smaller vessels. What would you have done in their situation? No, that's not a movie set, and those aren't mannequins or dolls. They're real skeletons of real people that were intentionally left out there like that. It turns out that this is this tribe's way of honoring their dead. I know different people have their cultures and we ought to respect them, but I'm curious. Would you want to be put for display once you pass on, or would you prefer to be buried the traditional way? As humans, we live on land, breathing air we can't see. Interestingly, a recent discovery suggests that fish experience something similar in their underwater world. They can't see water the way we can't see air. Scientists have found that a fish's brain filters out the presence of water, allowing it to focus on more pressing survival instincts like finding food or avoiding predators. Just as our brains prioritize important visual details like ignoring the air we move through, fish seem to have the same adaptive mechanism in their environment. It's fascinating to think about how creatures adapt to their surroundings, filtering out what they don't need to see or survive. Nature really is full of surprising parallels. Driving through this neighborhood, a man noticed something completely out of the ordinary: a massive Chinook helicopter descending onto a nearby property. It's not every day you see a beast like that landing in a residential area, and with all the strange things going on lately, it's bound to raise some eyebrows. Chinooks are typically reserved for military missions, disaster relief, or heavy-duty logistics, so seeing one here without any obvious reason is downright odd. Could it be private security, a military drill, or maybe even something more secretive? In a world where unexplained events are caught on camera almost daily, this sighting feels particularly suspicious. What's really going on here? It definitely makes you wonder what's happening behind closed doors. Now, this is a clip we have shared before, but is sharing again because of the controversy surrounding it. It started gaining traction again, with many coming up with different theories as to what was going on within it. Some thought it was an elemental spirit, whereas others thought it was CGI. The source from which we shared stated that this was a jinn. According to Islamic tradition, jinn are created from smokeless fire. In fact, it stated that they were created from a pure form of fire, specifically described as smokeless or scorching fire. This gives jinn their ethereal, invisible nature, allowing them to move between different realms and dimensions. Based on this, the one who originally shared this believed we are dealing with a jinn. But what do you guys think? This time, I want to hear your thoughts. A homeowner was shocked by one of the security camera recordings he reviewed. Take a look at the unsettling footage. In the dead of night, a strange creature emerged from the darkness, walking toward the car before vanishing again into the shadows. The creature had pale skin, and its face appeared almost skeletal, with large, dark hollows where its eyes should be. Its movements were slow, with a noticeable limp. Many are speculating that this could be a skinwalker, while others believe it's a different type of cryptid altogether. What do you think this could be? Orbs are often debated in paranormal communities. They're believed to be either extraterrestrial or spiritual phenomena. In this footage, captured by a home security camera, the sighting is especially strange. As you can see near the window, an orb slowly materializes, and then, rather than just floating away, it dissipates into a ghostly figure. The figure clearly resembles the shape of a human and appears to walk away from the house. The transition from an orb to a fully formed apparition makes this footage stand out, and you can distinctly see the outline of the figure as it moves. Is this the manifestation of a spirit? It certainly looks more than just a typical orb sighting. What are your thoughts? UFO sightings have been ramping up like never before. It seems like every single day there's a new sighting being reported, and things are starting to get out of hand. Take this clip for example. A man noticed an odd-looking cloud in the sky. It wasn't just any cloud. It looked as though something had put a blurry filter on it. But this is real. No editing is involved. Some are speculating that this could be a cloaked craft hiding in plain sight. In another clip, someone captured a rectangular object just hovering in the sky, rotating slowly as it floated in the spot. These sightings are happening so frequently now that it's getting a lot of people on edge. Could this be building up to something big? Could the UFO announcement be coming sooner than we think? What's really going on here? This next footage I'm about to share with you is hands down one of the scariest things I've come across so far. Okay, well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea, right? It was recorded by a man who was taking a walk near the edge of a forest not too far from a graveyard, and what he captured will send chills down your spine. Take a look.
Holy
There are terrifying screams, screeches, and cries coming from the direction of the graveyard. And if that wasn't unsettling enough, the commotion triggered dogs from all over the area to start barking and howling in response, as if the entire forest was on edge, reacting to whatever was happening there. I don't know about you, but this gave me chills. It's like the kind of noise you'd imagine coming straight out of the depths of hell. After a while, the sounds eventually stopped, just like that, leaving behind an unsettling silence. What do you think is going on here? Could this be something supernatural?
Holy
I stumbled upon some footage that's so bizarre it made me question if it could even be real. And honestly, if it is real, I'm not sure we were ever meant to see it. Take a look for yourself. In this footage, it's late at night, and something really bizarre is going on in the sky. At first glance, it looks like a full-on battle happening among the clouds. Flashes of light, bursts of fire, but it's not a war. The military is actively firing at something in the sky, and that something appears to be a UFO. Despite all the firepower directed at this craft, none of the shots seem to hit that target. The mysterious object moves so quickly and effortlessly, dodging everything the military throws at it. Then, just like that, the UFO slips out of sight and vanishes into the night. If this footage is real, well, it raises some unsettling questions. Are we really messing with extraterrestrials? And if so, what does that mean for us? We've all seen how these things play out in the movies, and honestly, it doesn't usually end well. What do you think this is? Is the footage legit or just another elaborate hoax? Now, this was sent in by one of you who believed that they had come across a Jesus-shaped cloud in the sky. Just like Julius, I have lots to say about this one, but perhaps I should let you guys do that instead. What do you make of this? Hospitals aren't the only places where people report eerie encounters. Drivers experience them too. And what you're about to see will send chills down your spine. A truck driver had just returned to base, and as part of the routine, his cabin camera footage was reviewed. That's when they stumbled upon something deeply unsettling. In the footage, a woman was sitting calmly in the passenger seat beside the driver, but here's the creepy part: her appearance was far from normal. Her skin was deathly pale, almost like that of a corpse. She didn't move or speak, just sat there eerily still. The driver appeared completely unaware of her presence, as if she wasn't there at all. There was no conversation or interaction between them. When the driver was called in to review the footage, he was stunned. He insisted that he'd been alone in the truck the entire time. According to him, there was no passenger, no woman at any point during the journey. That's when the realization hit everyone. This wasn't a living person. It was a ghost. This isn't an isolated incident. Drivers, especially those driving late at night, often share stories of strange and supernatural encounters on the road. From mysterious passengers to shadowy figures appearing in the headlights, their experiences are enough to make anyone uneasy. So what do you think? Was this an actual ghost encounter? This footage was shared by a man who went hiking in the woods. In the video, he zooms in on a particular tree, claiming to have spotted a baby Bigfoot nestled among the branches. Honestly, I'm not seeing much in there myself, but what do you all think? Do you notice anything unusual in the tree? Sometimes it's easy to miss those things at first glance, but maybe someone else can spot something. Let us know if you see anything that could resemble the creature he's talking about.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? No manches, no, corre.
A cowboy was out on his horse in the middle of the night, heading deeper into the woods to round up the rest of his herd that had wandered off to graze. The night was unusually quiet except for the sounds of hooves on the dirt trail. But then something changed. He heard strange noises coming from behind the bushes nearby. The sounds weren't like anything he recognized. They weren't the usual yips or howls of coyotes. No, this was different. It was low, unsettling noises, almost as if whatever was out there was mimicking an animal but not quite getting it right. A chill ran down his spine as he realized something was watching him. Despite scanning the area, he couldn't see anything. What do you think was out there? A skinwalker?
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? No manches, no, corre.
¿Qué hay? ¿Qué pasó? Espere.
It's true that kids often have wild imaginations, but sometimes their instincts pick up on things that adults might overlook. Take this footage, for example. A woman was in a room with her children when they suddenly ran out screaming, claiming something was watching them. Initially, she thought it was just their imaginations running wild. However, when she went to check, she was stunned by what she found. In a hole in the wall, there was a dark figure with glowing eyes peering out. The kids weren't imagining things after all, they saw something real. But what could this black, eerie creature be? Could it be some sort of entity?
¿Qué hay? ¿Qué pasó? Espere.
A man was driving home in the middle of the night when something made him slam on the brakes. What he saw was so unsettling that he immediately pulled out his phone to record. There, standing in the middle of the road, was a figure completely still. Its body was slightly turned to the side, not directly facing the car, with its head drooped downward as if it was lost in thought, or worse, lifeless. It appeared to be draped in a layered robe, giving it an eerie, otherworldly vibe. The man didn't wait around to investigate. Without hesitation, he decided to change his route and get as far away as possible. What do you think that could have been? A spirit or a stranded traveler? Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, for the next footage will send shivers down your spine. As the video unfolds before your eyes, you'll notice a figure racing through the darkness. At first glance, it may seem ordinary, but hold on tight, for in a matter of moments, this mysterious entity slowly dissolves into thin air, leaving behind nothing but an eerie emptiness. Skeptics may scoff and attribute this phenomenon to a mere trick of the camera, a clever manipulation of light and shadow. But let us not dismiss the possibility that something far more extraordinary is at play here. In the realms of Slavic mythology, tales abound of mystical creatures capable of materializing before our very eyes. Could it be that this fleeting apparition is a glimpse into the world where legends come to life? In a world filled with the unexpected, who's to say that what we witness in this footage is not a glimpse into a realm beyond our comprehension? Or do we suspect that this is nothing more than an elaborate attempt to mislead all who believe in the paranormal? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In the world of the unexplained and eerie, there are moments frozen in time that give us pause for thought. This peculiar image is one of them, a snapshot captured during the depths of the night. In this enigmatic scene, a figure emerges from the darkness surrounding by an aura that defies earthly explanation. The most striking feature, or perhaps the lack thereof, is the absence of a head. It walks forward, defying the laws of living, leaving us to question its nature and origin. This spectral form appears almost ethereal, its limbs outstretched in an unsettling pose. It blurs the line between what's real and what's not, leaving us with a sense of ambiguity. What could this headless figure be? Can you tell? We'd really love to know. Now, this is one peculiar find. A subscriber sent us this rather unusual footage from a live news broadcast. As the newscasters do their thing, something quite strange unfolds right behind the man on the right. If you focus your attention just over his shoulder, you'll spot a dark figure zipping across the screen. And here's where it gets even weirder. This figure seems almost humanoid in shape. It's as if we've stumbled upon a flying person. Picture Superman mid-flight, arms raised above his head in that iconic pose. That's precisely what this figure appears to be doing. The real puzzler here is the incredible speed at which this figure moves. It's so swift that it's no wonder the news team remains completely unaware of what's happening right behind them. So the question on everyone's mind, did we just capture a live recording of a superhuman in action? Our subscriber seems to think so. Some members of my team thought so too, but if you know anything about these backdrops, you know they're CGI and animated. Now my question is, why would they do that? Is there something that they're trying to tell us, or is the backdrop of this particular studio real-time footage? You guys tell us. In the depths of the forest, a seasoned Bigfoot researcher embarks on a daring quest, driven by whispers and sightings of an elusive creature. Armed with determination and a keen eye, the researcher finds themselves face to face with the mysterious being, capturing an image that defies clarity and leaves us yearning for answers. The figure in the photograph, bearing an uncanny resemblance to the creature previously encountered on video, stands as a testament to the existence of the legendary Bigfoot. Yet, the fleeting nature of the encounter lends an air of mystique, with the creature vanishing into the shadows before further evidence could be obtained. The blurred quality of the image becomes a tantalizing enigma, leaving us to decipher its secrets. Not only does the photograph pique our intrigue, but it's accompanied by a significant discovery: the tracks left behind by this enigmatic creature. These footprints, surpassing the size of a human's and exhibiting a human-like shape, but with an astonishing depth, reveal the immense weight and scale of the being that traverses the forest. Such evidence bolsters the belief that this is indeed a manifestation of the elusive Bigfoot. What do you think, though? Our next video clip gives us something on the wild yet reproductive side of things in the wild. In the clip, we hear strange vocalizations that are seemingly coming from an unknown wild creature, but trust me when I tell you that the creature responsible for the noise is anything but known. The vocalizations you hear are being made by bucks driven by desire and competition. They unleash a symphony of vocalizations ranging from ethereal calls to primal grunts, with their aim being twofold. First, to captivate potential mates, and secondly, to ward off rival bucks. The forest has essentially become a stage, with each sound carrying the weight of untamed passion and primal instinct. It's a dance of strength and dominance, an ancient ritual that unfolds amidst the wild landscape. Yes, I can keep up this tone and tell you how epic the whole thing is, but what I'm really communicating is this. If you ever walk into the woods and hear them doing this, you might want to turn around and leave them alone, lest you become an enemy they won't mind cutting down. What comes to mind when you see this man? If you said Cyclops, you wouldn't be alone. I mean, he has just one eye. I know there are cases of people born with various physical differences, like one leg or extra limbs due to defects or genetic variations, but in this case, it's tempting to let the imagination wander a bit. Could this be a modern-day Cyclops in the making? In Greek mythology, Cyclops were giants with single, large eyes in the center of their foreheads. They're often depicted as powerful and sometimes menacing beings. In the modern world, however, when it comes to individuals born with a single eye, it's typically a result of a congenital condition known as cyclopia. Cyclopia is a rare and serious birth defect where during the early stages of development, the baby forms only one eye instead of the usual two. It happens when the eye sockets don't fully separate like they should while the embryo is growing. So yes, this man can be called a Cyclops, except he's not a giant. On second thoughts, I don't think it'll be nice to call him that, assuming the video isn't actually a hoax, but do let us know what you think. Someone filmed this strange creature in the woods. At first glance, you'd see a Sasquatch, but a second look will reveal it's its canine cousin, if you can call it that. Many who saw it are convinced we're dealing with the dog man, and looking at it, I can understand why they think that. The creature looks a lot like husky, if you know what I mean. This also has got some talking in the paranormal community that we could be dealing with a werewolf instead. There are some who also believe that this is a hoax. Yes, by some, I mean our good old skeptics. But what do you guys think? Is this a genuine encounter with a cryptid, or is this simply an attempt to mislead us? Share your thoughts. In the depths of the forest, a Trailcam captures a chilling image. A man dressed in a faded blue or lavender top poses innocently for a photo. However, upon closer inspection, the unsettling gaze of a pair of eyes pierces through the frame, raising questions and fueling debates. Blending with the shadows, a mysterious creature emerges, its wolf-like features hinting at a werewolf or a wolfman. The creature's curiosity is palpable as it fixes its gaze upon the man, intrigued by the object he holds. Yet despite the eerie encounter, if this image made its way to the internet, we can assume the photographer emerged unharmed. It suggests that the werewolf's presence may not have posed a significant threat to the man, whether he embarked on a leisurely hike or an adventurous quest akin to the deceptive man from Dora and the Lost City of Gold. In the realm of the unknown, where shadows and secrets intertwine, we're left with the haunting image of the werewolf and the mysteries it holds. The forest keeps its secrets close, revealing only fragments of its enigmatic inhabitants. Security camera footage that defies all expectations. Instead of capturing a typical burglar or intruder, this family's backyard camera reveals something altogether eerie. Floating through the air like a ghostly apparition, this entity manifests as a white, smoky presence. It moves with ethereal grace, disappearing behind objects, only to reappear moments later. Its form appears to have arms stretched forward, resembling a head emerging from a body that rolls and undulates, akin to a mesmerizing dive into the depths of water. Truly, this is a spectacle beyond comprehension. As our minds race to find explanations, we must consider the possibility of skilled editing. However, if we dare to entertain the notion that this phenomenon is real, then we find ourselves face to face with the chilling prospect of a haunted house. The lines between the ordinary and the supernatural blur as we ponder the origins of this mysterious entity. Is it a product of clever manipulation or a genuine manifestation from another realm? Only time will tell as we unravel the secrets that lie within the unknown. In the shots inside the car, you see the driver and another person chilling in the front seat. All normal. Now, if you know anything about our channel, it's that we don't do normal, and the road shots say it all. Initially, it's just an empty street, but a few seconds later, and bam! Out of nowhere, a strange figure materializes on the road. You can see it in a few pictures, and then it vanishes into thin air. If it were me, I'd be scared out of my wits. Aaron believes this is a legitimate encounter. But what's your take? During an eclipse on October the 4th, 2023, someone managed to capture not just the usual sun and moon show, but another bright sphere hanging out behind the sun. Do you see it? Can you guess its name? No? Well, it's allegedly called Nibiru. I know you might be confused, so let's delve into the Nibiru conspiracy theory. The conspiracy states that there's this made-up planet called Nibiru, or Planet X, and it's supposedly heading straight for Earth, bringing all sorts of disasters with it. But here's the thing. Scientists and astronomers have looked into it, and they say no real evidence for this planet or any danger of a collision exists. In short, it's a theory that's been widely disapproved by the experts. Now, we all know that the government has been up to no good these days, hiding a lot of information from the public. Who is to say that this is also one of the things they want to hide from us? In the realm of the supernatural, a chilling image emerges, captured by a vigilant trail cam. The photograph reveals a humanoid figure, defying our understanding of what is possible. Its haunting presence evokes a sense of unease as it slowly advances towards the camera on two legs. The creature's pale complexion from head to toe sends shivers down our spines. Its sinister glowing eyes pierce the veil of darkness, seemingly conveying a malevolent intent, as if whispering, "I will consume you when I draw near." A curious thought emerges. Could this be a mummy, a relic from a long-forgotten tomb, or perhaps a being that has transcended time and space? While rationality nudges us towards explanations of Halloween pranks or skilled photo editing, there is an undeniable air of malevolence emanating from the creature's gaze. What do you think we're dealing with here? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Prepare to be mesmerized by a truly majestic sight captured on Trailcam. It's a rare and awe-inspiring event to witness a pack of wolves in their natural habitat. As we delve into this extraordinary footage, memories of iconic wolf tales like Teen Wolf come rushing back. In this incredible clip, we're treated to the sight of a pack of wolves gracefully traversing a snow-covered trail. The scene is both captivating and formidable, reminding us of the untamed beauty of the wild. Most strikingly, the majority of these majestic creatures display stunning black fur, contrasting against the pristine white snow that falls gently around them. Encountering a pack of wolves is an experience that evokes a mixture of respect and caution. Their coordinated movements and shared journey toward an unknown destination create a sense of unity and purpose. It's a testament to the intricate dynamics and survival instincts ingrained within their pack mentality. Let the beauty of these creatures remind us of the delicate balance between the untamed wilderness and our own existence. May this sight ignite a deep appreciation for the wonders of the natural world and leave you in awe of the harmonious dance of life within the realm of wolves. In this Trailcam image from eastern Kentucky, we're confronted with a rather pitiful sight. In the capture, we see a creature with a head reminiscent of a canid, resembling a coyote. However, a closer examination reveals a troubling affliction. The creature appears to be suffering from a severe case of mange, a skin disease caused by microscopic mites. Mange is a distressing condition in which these minuscule parasites burrow into the host's skin, leading to the loss of fur and causing immense discomfort and suffering. Seeing a creature in such a state is truly heartbreaking, and it's impossible not to feel sympathy for this unfortunate animal. Unless, of course, you're its prey and you're happy that it won't be alive much longer. That's dark, I know, but the wild is no picnic. It's a hard place. Trailcams indeed capture some strange and unexpected moments in the woods, and this image sent in by another subscriber is no exception. In this intriguing Trailcam shot, we find ourselves amid a dark and mysterious woodland scene. 3 deer, seemingly going about their business, are accompanied by a figure that defies easy explanation. It's neither fully human nor entirely deer. This enigmatic being has the form of a person, but its head is a deer skeleton, glowing eerily, just like its deer companions. The rest of its body is shrouded in darkness, and when we gaze down towards its feet, they seem to vanish into thin air. So, what in the world is happening here? Is this some sort of deer-human hybrid, a guardian spirit, or something else entirely? We can't say. The subscriber is, however, asking if we should leave the camera there and revisit it later. What do you guys suggest? How can we make sure he gets the best footage from the location without putting himself in danger? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. We'll be reading. If you also have footage and clips you'd want to show us on this channel, don't hesitate to send them in. If you're unsure of what you've captured, don't worry, I'm sure the thousands of subscribers who watch the videos could help you make sense of it. Send it to classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. Moving on. In the depths of the unknown, a Trailcam captures a bewildering sight, an ethereal orb seemingly defying the laws of nature. Its ever-shifting form intrigues onlookers, prompting debates and speculation. While some suggest mundane explanations such as dust particles or leaves, a closer examination reveals a different story. The orb's movements appear deliberate, as if guided by an unseen force. It navigates through the air, defying conventional explanations. Could this enigmatic object be a manifestation of something otherworldly? Could it be a mystical being, a fairy dancing through the night, an angel silently watching over the realm, or perhaps an extraterrestrial visitor from distant galaxies? Or do you think we're simply blowing the whole thing out of all proportion and that there's a logical explanation? If you think there is, please do share it with us in the comments section. The phenomenon of Bigfoot continues to captivate and intrigue as more and more sightings and videos surface on the internet. In this particular short clip, we're presented with a tantalizing glimpse of a black, hairy creature traversing a verdant expanse of grass. At first, thoughts of a gorilla attempting bipedal movement crossed my mind, but doubts quickly took hold. As we delve deeper into this enigma, it becomes increasingly apparent that this solitary creature striding upright through the wooded landscape defies comparison to known species like gorillas or bears. Could it be that we're witnessing the legendary Bigfoot in action? These musings are merely my own thoughts and imaginative wanderings, but I turn to you to share your own speculations and beliefs. Do you lean toward the possibility of Bigfoot's existence, or do you place this sighting in the realm of unexplained phenomena? Join the conversation and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. This footage was captured in a Canadian forest by a hiker. It all looked peaceful and serene at first. This serenity is, however, short-lived when something disturbing appears from nowhere. It's a strange, pale, humanoid figure emerging from the underbrush. This creature's movements are eerily reminiscent of a zombie, raising questions about its original nature. Could this be a real-life version of The Walking Dead, or is there another explanation for this unsettling encounter? Share your thoughts with us. Picture this unsettling scenario. You're at home, cozy and comfortable, when out of nowhere a seemingly deranged fox shows up right at your doorstep. At first, you think it's a simple matter of chasing it away, so you make an attempt to do just that, attempting to shut the door to safety. But here's where it gets bizarre. The fox doesn't back down. Now stop imagining and watch this. It's exactly what happened to this homeowner. This furry intruder kept trying to gnaw its way through the door but couldn't succeed. It then proceeds to look through the gap in the door, its eyes filled with an unsettling intensity. It's like something out of a horror story, with this fox seemingly possessed by some otherworldly force. You can't help but wonder, what on earth is wrong with this creature? Is it rabid, or is there something more sinister at play? I think it's rabid, but some members of our team think it's possessed. What about you? What do you think? Hold on to your seats, folks, because today's featured footage will leave you gobsmacked. Feast your eyes on this jaw-dropping capture of a gang of turkeys. That's right, a gang. I mean, well, how else can you explain what you're witnessing? In this remarkable photo, we're treated to the sight of several turkeys gathering together, possibly amid a family meeting. As we zoom in, we can observe a fascinating display of turkey behavior. Some turkeys in the group keep their tails closed and gathered at their behinds, while others boldly flaunt their tail feathers in a magnificent, open, fan-like fashion. It's as if they're saying, "Hey world, look at me." But let's not be fooled by their impressive tail feather showmanship. These turkeys aren't here to strut their stuff. Oh no, they have important business to attend to. With unwavering focus, they meticulously forage the ground, searching for delectable worms and other mouth-watering edible organisms. Talk about a turkey feast. In the end, what we have here is a snapshot of a normal day in the turkey kingdom, immortalized on our screens. The food chain keeps on churning, and these turkeys continue to network and socialize with their feathered friends. In the veil of night, a peculiar figure emerges on the streets, captured by the unblinking eye of a security camera. The sighting of this woman amidst the rain and cold evokes an eerie sense of curiosity. Why would someone be venturing out through the town at such a late hour? Her presence is shrouded in mystery as she materializes from the darkness, moving with an unsettling rhythm. The security footage captures her pacing for a brief moment before continuing her nocturnal odyssey. In another bewildering scene, she approaches a house only to abruptly turn away and vanish into the night. The enigma deepens. The woman's movements exhibit a surreal quality, as if she's disconnected from her surroundings or entranced in a different realm. Sleepwalking is a possibility that comes to mind as her demeanor suggests a state of unconsciousness. Alternatively, she may be a lost soul seeking refuge and safety in the depths of the night. The motives behind her wanderings remain elusive, leaving us to ponder the mysteries that lie beneath her seemingly aimless journey. What do you think is happening here?
Now brace yourself for a peculiar scene. In this footage, where a man gets his mouth wide open, stretched to the max, it's like he's on the verge of throwing up. But here's the kicker. Instead of regular sounds, he's letting out these eerie, otherworldly tones. Hang on, though, because it gets even stranger. According to the source, the man isn't just having a bizarre moment. No. He's apparently in the process of turning into a goat. Yeah, you heard that right. A goat. Now, I'm not a shapeshifter expert, but turning into a goat sounds like the plot of a supernatural drama, and I'm all for it. What's your take on this bizarre transformation? Goat man on the loose, or just a creative hoax in action? Here we've got this van that's causing a stir on the internet. If you're wondering why, take a look.
这个是一个75乘1米的哈，是长安款的，福特款的呢。
You see it, don't you? Yeah, that looks like an oven at the back of the van. It should not exist, but there it is. As strange as that is in itself, here's what's puzzling people. The opening is big enough to fit a human in there. The big question on everyone's mind, what on earth could a human-sized oven in the back of a van be for? It's not exactly your typical barbecue setup, so what is it? Some in the community believe it might be a mobile crematorium. Yeah, you heard that correctly, a crematorium on wheels. Could it be truly a crematorium, or is there something that we're missing? Please do share your thoughts in the comments section.
这个是一个75乘1米的哈，是长安款的，福特款的呢。
In the depths of the secluded woods, a curious man sets up a trail cam, eager to capture evidence of a rumored predator lurking on his property. With hopes high, he goes as far as setting bait, a hefty piece of meat tied to a stick to entice the elusive creature. However, what he discovers in the footage is something entirely unexpected. Behold, a figure clad in white garments dragging along a trash bag. At first glance, one might mistake this individual for a homeless person wandering through the wilderness. But here's the kicker. The location is so remote that no individuals are known to live there. As though that's not weird enough, the strange individual's peculiar behavior catches the observer's attention as he crouches and moves around the vicinity of the meat, engaging in a strange ritual of sorts before eventually wandering off into the unknown. As we unravel the layers of this mystifying encounter, the question remains, what could be the true nature of this enigmatic figure? Is it a lost soul seeking solace within the depths of the forest, or is there a deeper meaning to their actions? What do you guys think? Across the vast landscapes of our world, animals donning majestic horns captivate our hearts and stir our imaginations. In this video clip, we witness a deer in a field or forest, its antlers entangled in the branches of a tree. A predicament that could spell danger in the face of lurking predators.
But this deer refuses to succumb to its entrapment. With unwavering determination, it tirelessly struggles, relentless in its quest for freedom. Each failed attempt only strengthens its resolve, turning this moment into a testament of resilience and perseverance. In a twist of fate, a compassionate farmer trekking through the forest crosses paths with the struggling deer. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, the farmer rushes to the deer's aid. With skill and care, they guide the deer, freeing its antlers from the entangled grasp of the tree. Miraculously, the deer emerges unscathed, unharmed by its harrowing ordeal. Now set free, we can't help but wonder, how did it end up in such a situation? While that's a mystery we may never solve, we're certainly glad that it was able to free itself.
We've heard of the Fountain of Youth and know loads about it, but has any one of you ever heard about a miracle rock? No? Well, watch this clip. Someone burns this strange black stone and a clear liquid appears. Then they smear it on a cut in their hand, which appears to have a cut on it. After a few seconds, the cut closes up. Imagine how many lives we could help if this was real. Well, according to the one who uploaded this footage, it exists and it's called the Bangfa stone. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either, but they claim it's found in the Amazon forest and has great healing properties. I mean, we'd be doing extensive research into this, so subscribe and like if you haven't already. But until the findings of our research are out, what do you think? Is this real, or do you believe it's a hoax? Share your thoughts in the comments section.
Está flotando este pájaro. No se mueve. Dios mío, ¿qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto?
Here's a curious tale. This man stumbled upon a bird stuck mid-air in the sky. The bird is just hanging there, wings spread wide, not moving an inch. Before we start questioning reality, there might be a simpler explanation. Birds, especially hawks or eagles, sometimes catch rising air currents to stay suspended without flapping much. It's their way of saving energy while keeping an eye on things. So even though it might feel like a scene from a sci-fi movie, there's a good chance it's just a bird taking a break up there. I know it's a big stretch, but, well, who knows? Aaron believes it's a glitch in the Matrix, but share your thoughts too.
In the midst of a snow-covered landscape where winter reigns supreme, a scene unfolds that defies our expectation. Two bears grace the frame, one large and black, the other small and brown or tan in color. As we shift our gaze, we notice patches of grass untouched by the winter's icy touch scattered across the landscape. A solitary tree stands before us, its branches reaching out like gnarled fingers devoid of life. No flowers, leaves, or fruits adorn its skeletal form. Yet what catches our attention is the peculiar way its massive branches curve and protrude upside down in the soil, an enigma within an enigma. But it's the interaction between the bears that captivates our imagination. The larger bear, a guardian in its own right, extends a helping hand to its smaller companion. Rising on its hind legs and utilizing its powerful hands, it carries the little brown bear, offering support and guidance. What led the smaller bear to find itself in such a predicament remains a mystery, perhaps lured by the mistaken belief that the nearby oil storage tank held a different kind of sustenance or a coveted stash of honey. As we watch this extraordinary display of compassion and assistance, our hearts are filled with wonder and curiosity. The true nature of their connection, the intentions behind their actions elude us, leaving room for speculation and imagination. It's a moment frozen in time, a glimpse into the intricate tapestry of the animal kingdom where stories unfold in the most unexpected ways. In the hazy light of the morning, a jogger stumbles upon a puzzling sight, a black creature lying on the path, its back turned toward the camera. The observer is left bewildered, unable to discern the true nature of this enigmatic being. From the glimpse we catch, it appears to possess two pointed ears reminiscent of both feline and canine features. As we seek to unravel the mystery, one possibility comes to mind: a resemblance to a cow or a bull. These majestic animals boast a considerable size and can possess ears that align with the description provided. However, without further details or visual evidence, arriving at a definitive conclusion remains elusive. But what do you think of the whole thing? Tell us in the comments section. We visit the Pacific Northwest, known for its tales of Bigfoot sightings. There we have this interesting image which captures the elusive creature taking a stroll, albeit briefly in the limelight. The person who took the photo recalls a momentary encounter. They locked eyes with the creature for a split second, and just as quickly it disappeared into the thick forest like a fleeting specter. This image is a reminder that mysteries still linger in the natural world. In these ancient forests, secrets remain hidden. Bigfoot, a symbol of the unknown, continues to intrigue us. Whether these encounters are genuine or the stuff of imagination, you can't deny that they keep us fascinated with the mysteries of the wilderness. With the amount of footage we receive from you guys, however, I bet the majority of these are very real. All some of you need is a good camera equipment, and we'll soon have verifiable proof of their existence. Still on all things juvenile yet mysterious, this next Trailcam photo was sent in by a subscriber who was confused and perplexed by what it captured. Here we have a furry creature in the distance standing in a weird position. The picture is very blurry, so it's hard to tell what this could be. I don't know if the creature has its arm up or tail up. If it's the latter, then this could be a fisher, a creature from the weasel family. But if not, then this could likely be some other type of cryptid. We can't seem to be able to say with certainty that it's any creature. Can you? This footage was taken by a hiker in the woods when he spotted a strange creature lurking among the trees. The creature locks its gaze onto the hiker, but as soon as it realizes it's been spotted and filmed, it swiftly disappears into the depths of the woods. What creature could that be? As you can see, the creature has long brown fur covering its face and body. It looks like an ape, but much bigger and muscled, like a gorilla, but not quite. The creature stands approximately 7 to 8 feet tall, a description that undeniably aligns with a Bigfoot. However, its facial features are obscured by the long fur, which is uncommon for Bigfoots known not to have long facial hair. So here's what my team think, and I think. It could be an entirely new mystical creature, or perhaps a different species of Bigfoot altogether. What say you? Get ready to delve into the depths of the mysterious, for this next Trailcam footage will leave you with more questions than answers. Behold, 3 eerie figures that defy comprehension, resembling scarecrows stripped of their clothing. Are they hairy beings or more constructs of straw? This enigma is like nothing ever witnessed before. Our dedicated team of researchers has ventured into the realms of myth and folklore, and we've arrived at a tantalizing theory. Could these enigmatic beings be Leshy, a guardian spirit from Slavic mythology, said to protect the very heart of the forests? Leshy possesses the ability to take on various forms, an embodiment of nature's power and enigma. While these tales originated from folklore, the Trailcam footage raises the haunting possibility that there may be some truth hidden within these ancient legends. What do you think? We've known nature to often conceal its mysteries and in the depths of the forest, but this first clip of the day is evidence that Mama Nature isn't always successful. Have a look. This was captured by an enthusiast who had strategically placed 2 trail cams in different locations, hoping to capture the secrets of the woods. When he finally retrieved his devices, their contents left him astounded. The first trail cam revealed a sight that has intrigued and bewildered him since its discovery. He'd heard of rumors over the years of a Bigfoot roaming the area. Being the scientific and logically minded type, he ignored them completely and saw them to be nothing but old wives' tales. Yet here he is with an image from his Trailcam, which appears to be a capture of the supposed Bigfoot in mid-step, surrounded by the serene beauty of the forest. It's definitely not an ape or any other primate from the woods. They don't even have apes in this neighborhood. He concluded it had to be the real deal, a Bigfoot. And we agree with his assertion, don't you? Still on sick-looking animals, this next image also shows an almost similar creature, but this time I think there might be more to it than simply being a sick coyote. In this intriguing image, we're presented with a creature that bears some resemblance to the infamous chupacabra, an enigmatic entity often associated with the mysterious killings of livestock. The creature in question possesses long limbs and a pale complexion, which deviates from the typical appearance of a healthy coyote. While we can't definitely conclude that this is a chupacabra, it's worth noting that chupacabra sightings have been reported in that particular region, and the creature on screen fits the description. At least, that's what the individual who sent it in thinks. What about you? The video footage depicts a bustling cityscape with several high-rise apartments lighting up the night sky. However, upon closer inspection, you can observe that the lights emanating from various windows are of different colors and hues. In particular, one can't help but notice the purple lights. Have you ever wondered why these purple lights are so prevalent in these buildings? Several theories attempt to explain the purpose of these purple lights. One of the most popular ones is that they're used for indoor plant cultivation. Specifically, some people believe that these purple lights are used to grow weeds or cannabis plants. As you may know, plants require different wavelengths of light to grow, and purple lights are beneficial for the growth and development of cannabis plants. However, there are others who speculate about the purpose of these purple lights. Some people suggest they may be used for recreational activities, such as parties or social gatherings, which could explain why they're so abundant in certain apartments. What are your thoughts on this matter? Do you have any other ideas or information that could shed light on the mystery of the purple lights in these apartments? Let's take a closer look at this fascinating feline. As you can see, there appears to be a third eye situated right in the center of its forehead. While this could be a result of a birth defect, it's worth noting that the concept of third eyes holds a special significance in many spiritual and metaphysical belief systems. In certain cultures, the third eye is thought to represent an individual's ability to see beyond the physical world and tap into higher levels of consciousness. Given this context, it's not hard to wonder if this cat is more than just a mere physical being, and if its third eye could be a manifestation of some sort of spiritual energy of power. Still on heavenly bodies, this footage was recorded from the International Space Station. And what do we see? Strange glowing orbs just hanging out up there. Now the big question is, are we dealing with some kind of extraterrestrial craft, or are these orbs actually celestial entities? The space around Earth is populated with satellites, space debris, and other objects. Glowing lights could be reflections of these objects, especially when caught in the sunlight. But we cannot rule out the possibility of extraterrestrial crafts out there, because just like Nibiru, there might be some truth to these conspiracies, or do you think I'm losing it at this point? Stepping away from the height department, let's take a look at this smooth heist. Two thieves roll up to someone's place, and one of them is wielding an antenna. Now, you might be thinking, what's with the antenna? Well, these crafty folks are using it to boost the connection between the car inside the house and the electric car parked outside. So as soon as they get the connection, the car opens and they can drive away with it like they own it. Now, to outsmart these high-tech bandits, the tip is to keep your car keys in a metal container or a special pouch away from your car. Those who leave their keys by the door are basically giving these thieves a VIP pass to a free ride. At least, that's what Julius told me. Can anyone confirm this? A group of men were enjoying a leisurely afternoon by the shores of Mexico when they suddenly noticed a strange creature in the water. The creature was partially submerged and its body was partly visible on the surface of the water. Upon closer inspection, the men noticed that the creature had a unique appearance which made it stand out from any other creature they'd seen before. The creature had a smooth body and it was around 2 feet long. Its head resembled that of a seal with a pointed snout and large black eyes. The body, however, was much flatter than that of a seal and it had a distinct pattern of black on its back. The men were unsure what type of creature they had encountered and they debated among themselves. Some of them believed it could be a sea turtle, while others were convinced that it was a leopard seal. They continued to watch the creature as it made its way through the water, trying to catch a glimpse of any other distinguishing features. What do you think this creature could be? The video footage in question showcases a craft that appears to be defying the laws of gravity. Despite our understanding of how gravity works, this video raises various questions. The camera inside the craft zooms in on a bottle of water and the cup that has been placed on the dashboard. When you look outside, it seems as though the craft is moving downwards and then upwards. There is even a point where it looks like the craft is rotating. However, the cup and the bottle remain unaffected by these movements. To add to the mystery, the person inside the craft proceeds to pour water into the cup. Despite the craft's movements, the water flows straight into the cup and doesn't spill out. According to our understanding of gravity, this doesn't make sense. However, Julius, our resident in-house scientist on all things paranormal, states that there is something called the centrifugal force that could explain what's happening here. This force is created when an object moves around a central point and can cause objects to move in a circular motion. The craft may be rotating in a way that creates centrifugal force, which is strong enough to counteract the effects of gravity on the cup and bottle. He also adds that the plane isn't moving fast enough, which could only mean that the individual is in a simulator, but you guys tell me what you think. Brace yourself for this next one. There's a baby with black eyes, and no, it's not some edited clip or visual trick. It's a real baby. Now, we're not talking about the creepy black-eyed kids thing here. So what could be going on? Well, we don't actually know for sure, beyond the fact that the one who sent it in insists he was there when it was recorded. Some folks who saw the clip are guessing that the baby might have experienced some kind of trauma, making the eyes look dark. They speculate it would get better after a few days. Others are saying that perhaps the baby just has larger pupils that will grow into those eyes over time. Now, I haven't heard of that before, but neither has anyone I know seen this before as well. It's one of those things that sparks a lot of speculation and different ideas. This situation, however, is something that has been observed quite frequently in recent times. A lot of recent childbirths result in these babies looking like they're auditioning for a role in an Exorcist movie. What do you think could be going on? Wondering what's happening here? Well, this footage is apparently from Texas, and the whole vicinity was closed off because of low oxygen levels. This resulted in thousands of fish washing up ashore. But it didn't end there. Japan also faced the same situation, where fish were also washed up ashore because of low oxygen levels. What on earth is causing this? The truth is, no one could give us a single convincing answer. So is it something environmental, like changes in water conditions or pollution, or could we be dealing with some underwater cosmic event that's got fish feeling breathless? Whatever it is, it's making waves, not the good kind. Recently, a video was captured by someone showing an extraordinary object in the night sky. The object appears to be a large sphere with an invincible appearance. The sphere flickers in and out of view incredibly fast, making it difficult to capture a clear view. The location of the sighting is unknown, and so is the origin of the object. Experts and enthusiasts alike are divided on what this object could be. Some speculate that it might be a glitch in the fabric of reality or some sort of technological malfunction, while others believe it might be a portal to another dimension or a UFO. The video has sparked a lot of debate and discussion, and many are eagerly waiting for more information to emerge on this mysterious sighting. What do you think of the whole thing? This video, recorded, captures a fascinating incident where an individual is seen using a laser pointer to direct a beam of light toward a particular star in the sky. As the laser hits the star, the surrounding stars appear to move and shift before blinking back into their original positions. The person recording the video is convinced that they're making contact with an unidentified flying object. This compelling footage has sparked discussions and debates about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the potential of communicating with beings from other worlds. You've seen the clip yourself? What do you think? Next, we have security cam footage that might have just captured a ghostly experience in Indonesia. Take a look. In the footage, we see a motor rider moving in the night when a strange girl suddenly appeared. Paying attention to the footage, we can see that the rider sees her too and tries to stop. But that's just the thing. Right before he's able to stop, the girl disappears. Being the good human he was, he got off the bike because he was concerned, thinking he'd probably hit her, but he found no one there. He's confused, but from our view, we saw the girl appear and disappear in a thin air. As he looks around for her, this girl suddenly reappeared again, causing the poor man to run off for fear of his precious life. This leaves us with a question. Who is that girl? Why did she appear and disappear? Why do it to this man? So many questions. Here we have a rather unsettling image featuring a mysterious hand that's not of human origin. Take a look at it. The hairiness, the sharp claws, and the overall animalistic appearance, it gives off an eerie vibe that could send shivers down your spine. Now let's entertain a few possibilities here. It could be the hand of a creature like Bigfoot. I mean, there's no way we're thinking this is your everyday primate or an ape. It could also be that we're dealing with a werewolf or some sort of cryptid. Of course, we should also consider the less supernatural explanations. Our paranormal imaginations could simply be running wild at this moment. Could it also be the hand of a person wearing some sort of costume or glove? I mean, Halloween is coming after all. It's hard to say, but I would want to wager that this is real. A subscriber of this channel sent it in, and I doubt anyone would send us fakes. There's no denying that this strange hand is quite unsettling. It's certainly gotta be real. What say you? An individual has recently discovered a peculiar species of mosquitoes and has been concerned about their origin since. They have observed that the first two mosquitoes are of regular size, but the next set is unusually large and bizarre. It's unclear whether these mosquitoes have undergone a natural evolutionary process or if they were genetically engineered in a laboratory. The individual is worried about the implications of having large mosquitoes, as they're known to be carriers of deadly diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and the Zika virus. If these mosquitoes were to multiply and spread, they would be a significant threat to human health and safety. Could the size of these mosquitoes be a result of environmental change, or is it something caused by the introduction of foreign substances into the ecosystem? They're concerned that these mosquitoes could be a sign of more significant environmental problems and that they could be affecting other species as well. Overall, the one who shared the clip of these monstrous mosquitoes is alarmed by their discovery and is looking for answers. Does anyone know anything about mosquitoes this size? Please do share in the comments section if you do. The pyramids are one of the world's greatest mysteries that have yet to be solved. Nobody knows how these structures were built. Some believe they were constructed using advanced technology, while others think it was some sort of energy that was used to put them in place. Some believe that they were made by giants. Now, take a look at this video. It shows 3 square rocks, one on top of the other, and the top one appears to be rotating due to some unknown force. However, if you look closely at the middle, there appears to be something shadowy that you might miss. It's unclear what this shadowy object is, but it is a well-crafted work that has left many scratching their heads. If it turns out to be something, it could be a significant discovery that could shed light on the mystery of how the pyramids were built. If it is nothing, then how is this happening and what could cause the rotation of the top rock? This footage, shared by YouTube user Sean Baker, presents a rather perplexing situation that might make you scratch your head. What you're looking at here is a massive reddish-white mass that was once a small innocent mushroom growing in Sean's backyard. Initially, he didn't pay much attention to it, thinking it was just an ordinary mushroom. But surprise, surprise, one day Sean discovered that this one small mushroom had transformed into a gigantic rock-like structure firmly embedded in his backyard. He tried everything he could to remove it, from digging to using a club, but this mysterious object wouldn't budge. The big question here is, what could have caused this transformation? Could it be some sort of abnormality mutating the mushroom into this monstrous form? Either way, let's hope it doesn't release spores that end up turning him into a zombie. Before you laugh, look up the zombie ant fungus. Trust me when I say you won't be laughing after you've researched about it. The owner of this image believes that he might have captured a ghost of some sort. In the image, which was taken at an abandoned farm, you can see a hazy figure clad in white with its back turned to the camera. This can be as a result of the being moving, but take note of a few details. On the ground, in the snow, there appears to be car tire marks of a vehicle which the uploader states were left hours prior to the photo being taken. Wondering why I'm mentioning that detail? Well, the ground is clearly soft enough for a vehicle which passed by hours ago to be leaving tracks, but tell me why this man or being, or whatever it is, isn't leaving any footprints in the snow. Several possibilities could explain this phenomena. Some paranormal enthusiasts might interpret this as evidence of a ghostly apparition, which typically doesn't leave physical footprints. Others might suggest that this could be a result of atmospheric conditions or even photographic artifacts. Some others try to be logical and even state that perhaps he's not heavy enough, but I disagree. Ultimately, without further context or investigation, it's challenging to definitely conclude. What do you personally think, though? Pray tell us in the comments section. If you still haven't hit that like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do it now? Thank you very much. It means a lot to us and allows us to create more content like this. Moving on to the next clip. In a recently recorded video, an intriguing sight was captured. A mysterious creature was spotted hovering through the air, with only its head visible to the viewer. The rest of the entity was completely invisible, shrouded in some sort of cloaking or camouflage. As the creature moved behind a well, another entity suddenly emerged from the ground, adding to the intrigue and mystery of the scene. The true nature of these entities remains unclear, and theories are circulating that they could be a cloaked entity, a ghost, or even an extraterrestrial being. What do you think it could be? Have you ever delved into the intriguing concept of the third eye? While rooted in various spiritual traditions, it's particularly notable in Hinduism, where it's known as the Ajna chakra. This metaphysical eye is believed to reside in the subtle body located between the eyebrows. Unlike the physical organ, it symbolizes insight, intuition, and spiritual enlightenment. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the Eye of Horus symbolizes protection, healing, and royal power, rather than the third eye concept. The Eye of Horus, often depicted as the right eye, was revered for its connection to the sun and moon, embodying the vigilant and protective qualities of the god Horus. Today, the idea of the third eye transcends cultural boundaries, resonating with individuals exploring meditation, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. It's perceived as a gateway to deeper understanding and heightened consciousness, facilitating profound insights into both the external world and one's inner self. So my question is, do you have a third eye? Hold on to your history books because things are about to get wild. Scientists are on a mission to bring back the woolly mammoth. You know, those giant furry elephants that went extinct ages ago. Now, this information has been going around for a while. It sounds like a fairy tale when it started, but not anymore. These scientists believe that in just 4 years, we could have woolly mammoths casually strolling the earth with us. Sounds unbelievable, I know. But would you be down for some mammoth meet and greet, or is this a bit too much of a Jurassic Park vibe for comfort? Next, we have this towering figure, a real-life, modern-day giant. Meet this 24-year-old gentleman who hails from Pakistan and is breaking records in the height department. He stands head and shoulders above the crowd, making quite the impression. It's like he's living in a world of his own up there. Exceptionally tall people often garner attention due to their unique physical characteristics. Human height can be influenced by various factors, including genetics, nutrition, and overall health. But some are naturally tall without any underlying medical conditions. What's your take on this towering individual? A real-life giant, or just someone who's exceptionally good at reaching for the top shelf? This next one shows an unusual creature with a horned head emerging from the depths of the water. The footage was shot by an anonymous source, and the location where the incident occurred remains unknown. The creature appears to be similar to a dragon, and by that I mean the mythical creature that has been part of many cultures' folklore. Believe it or not, some cultures and individuals believe that dragons did exist in the past, and this video raises questions about the possibility of their existence. The creature's appearance is intriguing, and it presents a striking resemblance to the descriptions of dragons in various mythologies. This footage has sparked a debate among experts and enthusiasts around the world. Some believe that the creature could be a product of CGI, or it could be a hoax. Others suggest that it could be a real-life dragon, and the footage is evidence of their existence. But what do you think of this? Recently in Brazil, a video went viral showing strange light beams appearing in the sky. The footage shows the beams emanating from round lights that were hidden in the sky. The mysterious nature of the lights has led many to speculate that they could be evidence of alien life or UFOs. The video has sparked a lot of discussion and debate among experts and the public alike, with some suggesting that the lights could be a natural phenomenon such as ball lighting, while others believe they're evidence of extraterrestrial activity. The phenomenon has not yet been explained, and it remains a topic of fascination for many. What do you think it is? So the owner of a remote property sets up her surveillance camera for safety, and what does it capture? A strange entity zooming across the camera. This entity was in a long robe that swept the floor and covered it from head to toe. In its head, some of the robes were even flying in the air as the entity moved. Now, the property owner was very alarmed when he saw the footage. This entity looked very weird, and its movements were very eerie, almost as if it was floating and gliding at the same time. What do you reckon it could be? Please do share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. A trail camera captured this creature in the woods. This has to be a bipedal wolf-like creature. That's a lot of words jumbled up together, but I know you get me. Just look at its snout and hairy body. From the waist down, it appears to be human. The darkness makes it hard to see, but we can see enough. I mean, take a look at its knee. So what could it be? Well, two things come to mind. The first originates from spooky stories and folklore, suggesting it might be a werewolf or a dogman. You know, the creatures that often show up in eerie tales. The weird features of this creature kind of support that idea. Aaron believes it's definitely a dogman, and I can't argue with him on that. The second thing that comes to mind has to do with the more skeptical folks. Some were already in the original post asking, hey, could this be a person in a costume pulling off a prank in the deep, dark forest? Instead of arguing these things out, tell us what you think. Dogman, costume, hoax? Be blunt. We'll be reading in the comments. These stones are quite fascinating as they seem to create sparks when they collide with an object. The sparks are bright and fiery and give off an intense energy. It's quite intriguing to see such a phenomenon in action. The one who originally posted it stated that they're special stones from Africa. Someone joked and called it vibranium, but I don't know. The little I know from my comics doesn't show that's the case. We did a little digging around, and it turns out there are stones called flint stones that are capable of things like this that makes us think it could be a type of that. However, this is not confirmed, and further testing will be required to confirm their true composition. Nonetheless, the sparks produced by these stones are quite efficient and could have interesting applications in various fields such as construction, mining, or even pyrotechnics. We would appreciate a full-blown instruction in the comments section. Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of people claiming to have seen extraterrestrial beings. While many people have tried to depict what aliens might look like, it's still unclear what they do look like. In most cases where people encounter aliens, they tend to capture footage from a distance to avoid dangerous situations. For example, in this particular footage, someone saw an alien-looking creature crouched down at the mouth of a cave in the middle of the night. The creature had a large head and a pair of black, huge eyes that seemed to be staring into the darkness. It appeared to be unaware of its surroundings, which suggests that it might be in a state of hibernation or deep meditation. While I'm not trying to discredit these encounters, it's puzzling why people don't try to get closer and make contact with the entities they spot. Perhaps it's because they're afraid of the unknown, or maybe they simply don't know how to communicate with them. Whatever the reason may be, it's clear that these encounters raise more questions than they answer. What do you think of this? This is one of my most beloved Trailcam captures. Not only is the capture unique and different, but it also features one creature that intrigues me the most among all creatures of the night. As much as I would like to tell you its name, I can't, and you know why. We're at the bonus segment of today's episode. Your task is simple. Name the exact species that beautiful animal is and add a rare fact. If you're able to, your name shall be immortalized among the few names of individuals on this channel who have succeeded in doing so. Start with bonus footage so we easily identify it. The most accurate description with the rarest fact will win a feature in our next video. All the best. Imagine you're going on a midnight hunt, thinking that you've caught a good game, but once you arrive where the kill is, you're not met with the expected prey. Instead, you're faced with a bewildering and monstrous creature. In this photograph, we see a man proudly displaying the result of his hunt, and it's unlike anything you'd expect to find in the wild. This creature looks like a bizarre hybrid of a hyena and a wolf, two formidable and dangerous animals in their own right. The man wears a satisfied grin as he poses with his catch, but the sheer existence of this creature should raise more questions than the satisfaction he seems to have attained. Take a moment to appreciate the sheer size and peculiarity of this beast, but after taking it all in, there are questions we have to find answers to. What is that creature? Where did it come from? Is it a sick version of an already existing creature we know? Or is this an entirely new creature? Well, we don't have the answers, only questions. Do you? Our next clip was captured by a home surveillance camera, and it's quite intriguing. In the video, a strange object can be seen flying over the backyard. The object appears to be dark in color with an unusual shape. However, what makes it even more peculiar is the glowing ring around its edges. It's difficult to determine what the object could be. On one hand, it could be a computer-generated image or a hoax created by someone. On the other hand, it could very well be a genuine, unidentified flying object that defies explanation. The video raises a lot of questions and leaves us wondering what the possibilities of otherworldly phenomena could be. In the video footage, an unidentified man can be seen performing an extraordinary feat of strength. The man, who appears to be a driver of a truck, encounters an obstacle on his path in the form of another parked truck. Not one to be deterred, the man gets out of his truck and approaches the parked vehicle. Unfazed by the weight of the truck, he positions himself at the back of the parked truck and proceeds to lift it off the ground with apparent ease. Once he's raised the vehicle to a sufficient height, he expertly maneuvers it into a spot that clears the way for his truck to pass through. It's an incredible display of physical prowess, and one can't help but wonder if the man possesses some kind of superhuman strength or if the footage is even real at all. If it is, this is certainly a feat that would be beyond the capabilities of an average person. The recent surge in cryptid sightings has certainly left us questioning the ordinary in many Trailcam captures. In this particular image, the setting is a woodland area, and our attention is drawn to a peculiar creature perched by a fallen tree, partially concealed by another standing tree. Upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that this creature exhibits primate-like features. Given its size, it's unlikely to be a gorilla, leaving us to consider it might be a chimp or a monkey. As much as we'd want to end things there, it appears to be moving on 2 feet and not 4. Whilst we debated this observation, we saw from the comments under the original post that there are no apes or chimps in the area. That left us with one guess. It has to be a juvenile Bigfoot. It's too small to be a Bigfoot, even though everything points to it being a Bigfoot. Being a juvenile Bigfoot is the only thing that makes sense in this scenario. Or what do you think? As much as I'd love to state that that was the only Bigfoot capture from his camera, there's apparently more. It seems the mysteries of the forest were far from over for this Trailcam owner, as the second picture from his second device raised even more questions. Taken a few hours into the day, the image shows what appears to look like the same Bigfoot spotted earlier, or perhaps another of its kind further into the depths of the woods. Here the trees have shed their leaves and the landscape has transformed. The question lingers, is this the same elusive creature the Trailcam owner tracked, or are there multiple Bigfoots inhabiting this area? These elusive creatures have been the subject of legends and sightings, and the frequency of such encounters is both remarkable and puzzling. Recently, I came across a video that has left me intrigued. The video shows what appears to be an underground fungus growth in Milan. The footage includes images of dead rats that have growths on them, which is quite alarming. However, some people have pointed out that the images may have been generated using computer graphics, which casts doubt on the authenticity of the video. Despite the conflicting opinions, this video has sparked a lot of discussions, with people trying to determine the veracity of the claims being made. Some believe that the fungus is real and represents a major health hazard, while others think that it's nothing more than a hoax. What do you think about this video? Do you believe that there is real fungal growth in Milan, or do you think that it's all just a computer-generated hoax? While walking through the forest, an individual came across a set of skeletal remains that immediately caught their attention. Upon closer examination, they noticed the remains were not like anything they'd ever seen before. The bones were of a strange shape and size and did not resemble those of any known human or animal species. Intrigued by this discovery, the person carefully studied the bones, taking note of every detail. They noticed that the bones were missing certain features that would be present in a typical animal-human skeleton. This absence only adds to the mystery of the remains and leaves you wondering what they could be. As they pondered the possible origins of the bones, their thoughts turned to the idea that perhaps they were of extraterrestrial origin. However, this idea seemed far-fetched, and they began to consider other possibilities. Could these remains be evidence of a new undiscovered species, or could they be the remains of something more sinister? Now let's dive into another spooky scene. A man and his friend cruising one dark night when suddenly they stumble upon something straight out of a horror movie. So we have about 6 folks decked out in red robes with eerie white masks covering their faces. If you were driving and you saw this, you'd turn around, but not our brave driver. He kept driving, and when they noticed the car, they also didn't run. Instead, they lined up on both sides of the road to allow the cars to drive by. This is an unsettling situation on all levels. The big mystery here, who were those masked figures and why in the world were they standing in the middle of the road? Could they be ritualistic gatherings, or are we dealing with supernatural phenomena? Now, some skeptics are calling foul, saying it's all staged for a scare. What's your take on this? Is it a spooky encounter with the unknown, or just a well-crafted performance to give everyone a good scare? During heavy rainfall, someone captured this in the night sky. There was a loud screeching sound followed by a loud boo and this strange green laser coming from the sky under the earth. Now, the person recording suggests it could be an explosion, but I'm leaning toward alien invasion vibes here. I mean, what kind of explosion comes with sound effects and a green laser light show? Are we sure someone didn't accidentally open a portal to another dimension? I'm curious to know your take on this. Explosion or something more extraterrestrial? Do you believe the concept of a mobile phone was laughable years ago? And no, I'm not kidding. Take a look at this newspaper that was published as far back as the 18th of April 1963. Speaking of dates, comment on the date you're watching the video. We'd want to see how many of you were actually watching this on the 18th of April. We'll capture all of the 18th of April comments and post them with our videos after the 18th of April. Back to what we're discussing, the idea was laughed at and called unreal. Today, not only can we make calls through mobile devices, but they're essentially smarter than NASA's computers back in the day. Talk about a mix of prophecy and scientific innovation. Can't wait to see what their future holds. Late one night, a group of men were camping in the mountains of Turkey when they noticed something strange up on a nearby hill. As they peered into the darkness, they saw a creature with glowing eyes. Even though the surrounding area was shrouded in darkness, they could make out that it had a pair of horns on its head. The creature appeared to be stalking them, and they couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that crept over them. It's difficult to say what kind of creature this could be. Some people have suggested that it might be the legendary Goat Man. Others speculate that it could be a completely different kind of creature altogether. What do you see? Enjoying the episode? Kindly hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep bringing you more clips like this. Done? Well, let's continue with the day's episode. Take a look at this footage that was taken in Ukraine. In it, you can see a house across a green field moving. Did you catch that? The house is moving. Since when do houses move? What if I told you it wasn't a house at all? This, my friends, is an army tank camouflaged as a house. Just imagine being stalked by a house. These guys are certainly taking camouflage to a whole new level, wouldn't you agree? Take a look at this video clip. At first glance, it's just a regular aeroplane making its way across the sky. No big deal, right? But here's where it gets interesting. If you take a closer look in slow motion, there's this mysterious cloaked craft that whooshes by. Even in slow motion, it's moving at a pace that'll make your head spin. Now let's not jump to conclusions and declare it's aliens or anything, but it does make you ponder, doesn't it? There might be some other things up there sharing the vastness of the sky with us. It's like a subtle hint that there's more to our surroundings than meets the eye. What are your thoughts? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more of these videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode.
Whoa, look at those guys. What in the Oh my god. Holy dude. Oh my god.
A truck driver was on the road one late night when he noticed something strange in the sky. There were 3 orbs, 2 on top and 1 below, which were brighter and larger than the others. Out of nowhere, the lower orb vanished and reappeared beside the 2 at the top before disappearing completely. These orbs continue to fascinate people, and no one seems to know what they could be. Some speculate that these orbs might be extraterrestrial in nature, perhaps advanced drones, or even UFOs observing the Earth. Others believe they could be a secret military technology or natural phenomena we have yet to understand. What's really intriguing is how the orbs moved, suddenly disappearing and reappearing in different spots. This has led some to wonder if these orbs could be linked to some sort of portal activity or dimensional shift. Could it be that we're witnessing a glimpse of something from another world, or is there a more logical explanation? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Whoa, look at those guys. What in the Oh my god. Holy dude.
This man was filming himself as he walked through a farm minding his business. He assumed he was completely alone, but that could not be further from the truth. Out of nowhere, a small creature appeared behind him, following closely. The creature was walking on 2 legs, and when the man noticed it, he panicked and started to run. To his surprise, the tiny creature also picked up speed, chasing after him. The man's reaction is undeniably funny, adding a humorous twist to the situation, but it does beg the question, what was that small creature? It looked tiny, almost like something out of a fairy tale. Aaron thinks it could be a gnome or a leprechaun, but Julius believes the footage is fake. But what do you think, though? Was this a real encounter with a mythical creature, or just a cleverly staged video? Prepare to witness a truly mesmerizing sight, captured by a carefully positioned camera fixed near the front door of a house. In this extraordinary footage, an otherworldly bird takes center stage, defying the norms of avian behavior. Against the backdrop of a serene neighborhood, the bird's movements possess an ethereal grace reminiscent of creatures from the realms of Final Fantasy. As the black pickup truck casts shadows upon the car and the walkway, the bird levitates with unparalleled ease, gliding from side to side without a moment's respite. Its ethereal presence sparks a multitude of speculations, capturing the imagination of viewers worldwide. But how's this even possible?
Many who saw it believed that it had to be CGI. As the theories came forth and speculations rose from all who watched the video, Gingerbread, the original YouTuber who captured this enchanting footage, stepped forward to provide a closer analysis. He explains that the footage looks like that due to a sync in the frame rate of the camera and the bird's wings in motion. If that's true, then this is indeed a remarkable piece of footage. What do you think, though? This footage indeed captures a remarkable and rare sight in the world of wildlife, an albino deer. Albino deer are a unique and captivating natural phenomenon characterized by their complete lack of pigmentation. These striking creatures possess a pristine white coat, pink eyes, nose, and hooves, setting them apart from their commonly colored counterparts. Albinism in deer is an exceptionally rare occurrence, with only a small fraction of deer exhibiting this genetic trait. Studies suggest that albino deer may appear at a rate of approximately 1 in every 30,000 deer, making them an extraordinary find for nature enthusiasts and wildlife observers. Encountering an albino deer in the wild is a breathtaking experience, offering a glimpse into the intricate and diverse world of nature. These unique creatures serve as a reminder of the incredible diversity that can be found within our planet's ecosystems, showcasing the beauty of the natural world. Have you ever seen one? Tell us about your experience in the comments section. In this unsettling footage, we follow a person on a hunting expedition deep in the heart of the forest. The tranquility of the woods is suddenly shattered by a loud, echoing shriek. Listen. At first, it bears a semblance of a human sound, but there's an eerie, guttural undertone that sends shivers down the spine. It's a noise unlike anything one would expect from typical forest-dwelling creatures like deer, wolves, or bears. The question arises, what kind of creature could possibly produce such a sound? One unsettling theory that emerges is that this might be the work of a skinwalker. These creatures are known for their uncanny ability to make human sounds and draw men in, although in this instance it seems like their attempt has gone horribly wrong, if it is indeed one. One theory I hold on to is perhaps it could be a witch being tortured. Yeah, I know it sounds over the top, but think about it. As you do, what's your take on this mysterious sound? If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do that before we go on? Thank you very much, it means a lot. Moving back to today's episode. And for our final footage, we had to revisit the season of Love and Allure. I mean, well, it's not every single day you see a deer giving their all to look like their absolute best. In this captivating video clip, we witness a majestic buck engaging in a unique ritual to enhance its appeal to the ladies. It's a muddy affair as this buck immerses itself in a concoction of mud, water, sand, and yes, even urine and defecation. Now, before you recoil in total disgust, let me explain. This rather unorthodox grooming ritual takes place during the mating or rutting season when bucks are in a state of heightened excitement. By drenching themselves in this aromatic mud bath, they aim to both attract and court their various chosen females while simultaneously deterring rival bucks who are vying for the same potential mate. But it's not just about the mud. No. The scent acquired from this muddy concoction, combined with the darkest shade it imparts on their bodies, serves as an irresistible allure to capture the attention of the desired females. It's a deer's way of saying, "Look at me, ladies, I'm the most eligible bachelor in town." So as you venture into the wild during this season of romance, don't be surprised if you come across a dapper buck indulging in a luxurious mud bath. It's all part of the usual activities that take place during the mating, rutting, or courtship season for our dear friends. Just remember to appreciate their unique sense of style and the lengths they go to woo their potential mates. Love is in the air, even in the mud.
one night after heavy rainfall, a resident was jolted awake by the eerie sound of a woman wailing through the neighborhood. Curious and a bit unsettled, she went to her window to check. What she saw sent chills down her spine. There, a few houses away, was a woman walking slowly through the neighborhood, crying out loudly into the night. The unsettling cries didn't just disturb the residents, they triggered the neighborhood dogs, who began barking and howling in response, amplifying the eerie atmosphere. Could this be La Llorona? If you're new here, La Llorona is a weeping woman of legend. She's known for wandering and wailing in the night, searching for her lost children. Many claim to have seen her, especially after a rainfall. Could this sighting be linked to her? And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video